All right, good evening, nerds around the world. Welcome to episode 76 of the Nerds Unite as One podcast. I am Paul English. I am your host tonight, and we have a terrific show for you this week, one I have been waiting for a long time. To help out with this show, I have a terrific panel that I'm going to introduce to you, beginning with our creator, our founder, the one and only Mr. Caleb Tuff. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, guys? Nothing much. Good to be here. Excited to get shitty. Always fun to get negative. No, I'm just kidding. But this is gonna be a lot of fun. Let's just I love raging out and talking about shitty movies. So let's get to it.
All right. Chris Miller is also joining us from Maryland. What's going on, Chris?
Doing good, guys. At this point, I mean. Amid all the bad movies we're going to talk about, there's a bright side. There's a bright side to the future. Apparently, a new 3-minute trailer for Rogue One: A Star Wars Story will be with us next Friday. So, in the meantime, we will. I can't wait to take a shit on some these turkeys here.
All right. Colton is also with us. Colton, what's up?
Hi everyone, you're going to be seeing my dark side popping up, which I don't like to show off that often, but yeah, well, it's Let's Shitty Month, so it's required to be seen.
I don't know about anyone else, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right,
Just sick man, you, Paul.
What?
Paul, you're a sick man.
Yes, I am. Thank you for noticing.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of sick men, as you've seen, he was so pissed that he missed out on last week's show, so hopefully he'll translate that rage into this week. We have from Geek Salad, it is Mike Hewlett. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, glad to be back, guys. I am really irritated that I missed last week because Disney's my jam. I love my Disney movies, I love my Disney songs, but don't really have a whole lot of rage. I usually let that out of work. So yeah, I'm pretty laid back, but these are some bad movies.
All right. All right, so before we get started with this, there is a little quick backstory I need to go through regarding tonight's show. In the dark age when we were first starting out, before we had this great show, on our defunct Facebook page, also called Nerds Unite as One, Caleb and I had a segment called Let's Get Shitty, where we would shit all over bad movies, bad television, just like anything negative, we would shit all over it. Sadly, our fan page is now gone, so you can't see any of those old videos, but we have decided, because that segment was so much fun to do, and because we have such a great time shitting all over bad movies, we have decided to bring it back this month. So, even though it's not Halloween, the dead are rising from the grave this month. July is Let's Get Shitty month. And we are going to be kicking it off this week by counting down our top 5 worst science fiction movies. This is going to be an epic, loads of fun, and I do not want to waste any time. So let's jump right in. Mike, I'm coming to you first. Give me number 5 on your list.
Okay, my number 5. Now, let me just preface this by saying I'm a big fan of the show Mystery Science Theater 3000, and they just made an entire 10-year run out of making fun of bad movies. So, actually, most of these guys are from that series. My number 5 is this movie from 1956 called Fire Maidens from Outer Space.
Ooh, sounds even. I'm even shuddering right now. Oh
yeah, it was directed by a guy named Cy Roth, who only directed, I think, 3 or 4 movies in total in his entire life. It's a very dull movie. It's a very boring movie. There are long stretches of like 5-10 minutes where it's just showing people sitting around doing nothing. No audio, no video. It's just, there's video. It's just them sitting around doing nothing. And it's just endless padding. There's entire 5-minute shots of them running through the countryside. No dialogue, just running. And, if you take out all the padding, the entire movie is about half an hour long. And it's about this group of 5 astronauts that discover life on, like, the 13th moon of Jupiter. So they go landing there, and only to find it's, like, an entire colony of young, nubile women, and they're threatened by this monster that is a guy in a weird Halloween mask. Yeah, it's exactly as shitty as it sounds.
Sounds intriguing. All right. While you were talking, it looks like Max Vincent has joined us. Max, can you hear us? What's going on? If he can unmute his mic.
Oh, my Lord.
Boy.
I guess
I'll
he's
be back in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
This happens way too often. I don't get it. Okay, while we wait for him, Colton, I'm coming to you next. Give me
I'm
number
just
5
kidding.
on your list.
What were you saying, Max?
He said he'll be back in 5 minutes, so...
I'm just kidding, by the way.
All right, Max, what's going on?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Nerds around the world.
All right. So I was wondering if you were going to show up because, from what it sounds like, you may have to do a little bit of defending on your part, but we'll get to that later. Colton,
Yes.
coming to you. Give me number 5 on your list.
Number 5 on my list. Terminator Salvation. Talk about wasting a perfectly good plot. Here we are in the future war that our heroes have fought so hard to prevent, and we're following some random character named Marcus Wright instead of John Connor himself. Now, they try to salvage this by having Marcus being accompanied by Kyle Reese and making Marcus part Terminator, but this is just a bizarre decision to make from a writing standpoint since this franchise has been all about John Connor and not Arnold Schwarzenegger as despite popular belief. Oh wait, there was a reason for this. They were planning on killing John off originally and having Marcus be given his identity to keep Skynet from knowing that it got rid of John. Yeah, because of even more confusing time travel logic, Skynet now knew that John would be a threat to it and was trying to quickly get rid of him. And since Skynet somehow doesn't know what John looks like, that means bam! John can die and we can have Marcus as our hero because the writers wanted to have a big twist. I'm sorry, but that's How I Met Your Mother's series finale's level of screwing your audience over for the sake of a twist. And if they really want to go down that route, they could have at least made John interesting so his death would be impactful, but no, there was little to Christian Bale's performance as John Connor. They really don't care about this character. Unless you forget, the writing for John is so one-note that he doesn't even seem like the same character from the second and third films. And no, I don't mean that war has changed him. I mean that he just comes across as a different guy. The only reason this movie isn't any lower on the list is its atmosphere, which makes the action scenes feel pretty thrilling, and the late Anton Yelchin's performance as Kyle Reese. That's about it. Sorry.
Is that about it? I mean, I was ducking for cover. I mean, I'm just kidding.
That's it. I'm good.
No, we wasn't sure you were gonna blow off a bomb or something. We weren't sure. Okay. All right, Chris, you're up next. Give me number 5 on your list.
Okay, my number 5 is Star Trek V: The Final Frontier.
Ugh!
The 5th entry of the Star Trek film series. What does God would need with a starship? Probably the only virtue of that whole film. The very few virtues of that film was with that one brilliant line. Yeah, I mean, at the beginning you had this desert wandering this desert planet, and seeking out followers on his quest. You find out this guy is a Vulcan, and he laughs. What a surprise! But it was a good prologue until comes crashing down.
Yep.
With stupid anti-gravity boots, fucking marshmallow dispensers, and fucking singing around the fucking campfire. Row, row,
Row your boat down the street.
What the hell are we doing?
Fuck you, William Shatner!
Yeah.
Unmitigated disaster in the whole entire Star Trek film franchise. And people say Into Darkness is this worst. You haven't experienced it until you watch this film.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You have no right saying Into Darkness is the worst Star Trek film until you've seen this film.
That's
He's
too
not
good.
wrong,
That's too
everyone. He's not wrong. If you've been following us from the beginning, you know I delivered one hell of a rant on our first episode about how bad this movie is.
I like Into Darkness.
What? Oh, sorry.
Darkness is just
I was still
Darkness
thinking about
is
Star Trek.
fine.
I was still thinking about Star Trek 5. Sorry.
Apparently, some mentally
Darkness
ill.
is a good
I'm not
movie.
mentally ill. So apparently, some idiotic fans out there. I don't mean to call them idiotic. Let's just say, they're challenged. I don't know about it, but some fans out there had the audacity to call Into Darkness the worst Star Trek film.
Oh, no.
We remind them about what I'm talking about here. Yeah, aside from Lawrence Luckenbill playing the Cybox Happer, giving an excellent performance and a very effective musical score by Jerry Goldsmith, we're treated to plot holes, logistically logical gaps of logic, and the worst performances and the worst special effects ever.
I don't know about worst special effects. That might be Superman 4, but yeah, the effects were bad.
With bad lines and shit. William Shatner, don't leave your ego at home. God damn.
Hold your horse, Chris. One other thing, listen, I'm sorry. I know that in the 60s, Nichelle Nichols was a beautiful woman, but 80s, why is she naked? Come on, don't do that, please.
Yeah, no,
She
no,
wasn't
Be my
naked.
grandmother.
She had a feather boa. She
Yeah,
had feather
less moves on
fans.
than necessary, Mike.
Oh, dear God. Oh, how many turns can you make? God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Annie, yeah, when your movie's promising God, you can't live up to that. There's just no way.
I
All
wanted
right.
Star Trek 5 to be on my list, but since I only know about it from the Nostalgia Critics review, I left it off.
You're not missing anything. Don't worry about it. All right. Hey, you're up. Give me number 5 on your list.
Okay, I just want to remind everybody, we're only on number 5.
Potato
okay?
Internet can hold up.
Yeah, right. If we can hold up. Okay, number 5 on my list. Now this was something that I had not a hard time doing probably, but it's something that I had to think, what's the shittiest of shitty, okay? And to me, my number 5 on my list, I go to franchises that I know, franchises that I love, that I just feel got unnecessary sequels. Because sequels, sometimes they just get really bad. So I almost put Alien 3 on the list. But it's not that bad, though. One know them that it really is bad. Like Alien 3 was starting to get shitty. Okay, whatever. When we got to Alien Resurrection, when the movie made no fucking sense, it made no money. It should have never been made. It should have ended after Alien 3, which started production without a script. I don't know why studios feel the need to milk these franchises dry until they literally have nothing left. Until you literally have nothing else to left. Why they couldn't stop making a movie after 2, Alien and Aliens, two fantastic movies and they were both very different. So, my number 5 is Alien Resurrection. It's not that I hate the movie. It's just a pile of shit. Like it really is. It has the story makes no sense, and I'm not really angry about it. But as we go up the list, I'm gonna start getting angry and angrier. Like from 3 on.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
Joss Whedon. You broke our heart with that movie.
Yeah, you broke our heart with Age of Ultron. I'm just kidding.
Alright, so coming to me, I guess. So number 5 on my list, and the only reason it's this low is because there is an element of this movie that I really, really like, and I wish they focused completely on it. In fact, I watch it a particular way, and it's actually not too bad a movie, and that is Star Wars Episode 2. Now, I think I've said this before, but I really like the Obi-Wan storyline. And if they just focused on that, they cut about 45 minutes off, this actually would have been a decent movie. But no, they had to give us all that Anakin Padme romance bullshit, and I'm sorry, these guys just don't have chemistry. And Hayden, listen, I'm sure he's a fine actor, but
I hate sand. It's coarse, it's rough, and it's irritating, and it gets everywhere. Well, this battle dialogue everywhere in this fucking. Oh my.
But he under George Lucas, he sucks, okay? I'm sure he's a fine actor, but not even the best can act under George Lucas in this movie. I'm sorry, no. George is a fantastic storyteller. He's not a director. You need someone watching him, and he had no. The whole thing made the movie fucking terrible. And there's a lot to like about it. You know, like I said, Obi-Wan storyline is cool. The action sequences are great. The score is fantastic, as always. But that bullshit with Anakin, I'm sorry, it ruined the movie. It just cut that shit out.
Pretty much.
Needed. Ugh.
The only time I've ever wanted to fast forward through a Star Wars film, and since I love Star Wars to death, that's a problem.
Oh no, I do it all the time. I just focus on the Obi-Wan stuff. The only time I get to see Anakin and Padme is when they're on Geonosis. Like, that's tolerable. But when the stuff are on Naboo, no.
No.
Well, apparently the IMAX version cut a lot of that stuff out. I would like to see that version.
You, me both. Okay, alright, so I'm just getting warmed up, as I'm sure we all are, so let's move it on. Mike, give us number 4 on your list.
Alright, first thing I say, I actually didn't like Alien 3 more than I didn't like Alien Resurrection. I thought there were some redeeming qualities of Resurrection.
Yeah, like it's just so unnecessary. I mean, all these movies probably are, but it's just, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, like 3 was like a shitty enough. Why make a 4th one? You know, it just makes no sense to me. So
the problem with Resurrection is that we just have a weird time with it. You know, I mean, it's like partially direction, partially like the script studio interference when it came to Joss Whedon's script, and the fact that Ripley went from telling aliens "get away from her, you bitch" to looking like she wants the alien to just take her right then and there. It's like. Yeah.
That was her child. Come on, don't be sick, man. Come on. All right, my number 4 is another Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie. It's from 1965, a black and white movie called Monster A Go-Go.
Oh, all right, then title's got a lot of promise.
Yeah, it is. It's not a very odd movie because they filmed about half the movie, then they ran out of money, so they stopped making it. And then, like 5-10 years later, someone picked up the movie and decided to finish it, but he couldn't get any of the cast back. So, about halfway through the movie, suddenly it gets an entirely new cast. He was only able to get one guy back, but the guy had since then gained a lot of weight, lost a lot of hair, and grown a goatee. So he recast him as the guy's brother. So the same actor is playing one character, and then the character's brother, older, fatter, balder brother.
That is incredible. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's about this space capsule that falls to Earth, carrying with a supposedly an astronaut inside. For one, the capsule is only about this big, so the guy had to be very, very small, hunched over, and standing the entire way. But like he apparently turned into some kind of like weird radioactive monster, killing people. And so, but like they tried to track him down, and then I don't care. I'm giving the ending away. In the end, it says, and the monster vanishes, and then they find the astronaut in the Atlantic Ocean, perfectly fine. So it's like this entire movie didn't exist? What the hell is going on with this thing? The movie's overexposed. It's very badly made. It's horribly overdubbed. There's this one scene where the phone rings, but the sound effect is obviously a guy going.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, there's some movies that are so inept they're funny. This one is not. It's just really badly made.
Mm. Wow. Yeah, sounds like it.
Bad movie.
I'm sure it is. All right, nice pick, Mike. Colton, give me number 4 on your list.
Okay, number 4 on my list. It's not as epic rant-inducing as what I just said for Terminator Salvation, but it's still a pretty bad film, and that is the 3rd movie in the Divergent series, Allegiant. So, when the Divergent series started, my first question was, how the heck does Divergence work? The movie did not explain that. The second movie, Insurgent, also didn't explain that, but instead revealed that there are different levels of divergence. I'm like, okay, this is getting even more confusing. So, when Allegiant, the last movie in the series, which has been split up into 2 parts because, hey, it worked for Harry Potter, came out, I was expecting to finally get some answers, and they are What?
Nothing!
Yes. Well, actually, no, we got answers, but they're more confusing than the question. I don't know if the book explains it, but the movie features some of the worst exposition I've ever heard. Mild spoilers, but all they do is state that there was some kind of terrible war concerning genetics that damaged people's genes, resulting in them either being too passive, too cruel, too indifferent, yada yada. So to fix the damage, an experiment was put into place where people were dropped off in a safe, non-toxic environment where the Bureau of Genetic Warfare observed them for 200 freaking years, and hoping that humanity's genetic code would just return to normal, with no lines of dialogue about how the faction system came into play, or explaining the point of people choosing factions that they didn't test for. Whew. I'm okay. And they didn't test for. And the worst thing about this exposition is that it violates one of the primary rules of screenwriting, which is don't include dialogue that has the audience thinking, gee, that sounds like it would have made for a much better film. This case being the dialogue about how imperfect genes negatively affected people's personalities. All that dialogue does is explain how the villains act, while Triss, our main hero, is 100% cured in this movie instead of being genetically imperfect, and as such is, well, very, very boring, and it's kind of hard to really care for her like I did in the first two films. And also, whoever directed this movie needs to learn how to shoot PG-13 violence, because there's this one scene where one of the characters gets shot, and at first I thought it was fatal, but I couldn't tell because this movie seems to be very averse to actually showing characters bleeding. So I'm like, okay, is she dying or what? And, well, she seems to have made it, but the movie doesn't even actually reveal that. At the ending of the film, it's almost like they forgot to shoot a cliffhanger suggesting that there's more to come. It just features Jeff Daniels' character standing behind our main character using some sort of surveillance footage so she doesn't know he's watching her. I'm thinking, oh, great, there's more. There's still one more movie left. Oh, joy. But even worse is that this movie is also does a bad job at show don't tell, as we're told that there is a terrible war going on as our characters are miles away from, but we don't really see much of it. And what we do see is less of a war and more of a mild battle royale. I mean, I've seen Nerf wars with more tension than the fight scenes in this movie. Okay, but yeah, Allegiant. It continues the disappointment of the Divergent series since its first film. And the worst thing about it is that they are actually trying to fool the audience into not thinking this is a two-part film by not calling the last movie Allegiant Part 1. They're calling it Allegiant, and then the second film was called Ascendant. That is just very, very, I don't know, unethical or something. I'm like, we know it's a two-part, people know it's a two-part film, okay? Don't lie about it, all right?
Hunger Games didn't give a fuck. They're like, yeah, this is Mockingjay Part 1, this is Mockingjay, they didn't give a shit. They're like, well, the first movie sucked, so let's call it something else, and then they won't think that it's actually the same movie. See, like, how can we still make money even though our movie's gonna suck? Call it something else. Oh, yeah. I have a headache.
I mean, I can only imagine how frustrated people were that, I mean, if people didn't know that Allegiant was a two-part film, they were probably thinking, hey, props to them for giving us props to them for not splitting Allegiant up into two films. Then it ends like, wait a minute, what do you mean there's going to be a second part? How you lying hacks? How dare you?
Right. At least with Mockingjay, like, you knew that it was a two-part film. You know what I'm saying? Like, you knew, like, okay, this is part 1. I know that we're going to get part 2 with this, and you're like, what?
Exactly.
Like, wait, I paid money for this? Huh? But,
Yeah.
I feel bad for Shailene Woodley. She is far too good for these movies. In fact, she's probably the only character that seems to she's probably the only actor that seems to be actually giving a shit in this franchise, whereas everyone else is just kind of going by the numbers. And don't even get me started on Miles Teller's acting. He's a total. I know he's good in other movies, but in this film, he is just the pinnacle of, like, the total ass characters that you see from time to time in certain movies. And I'm like, the fact that we actually lost Maggie Q in this film, I'm like, she gets killed off. I'm thinking, no, don't take her. Take Miles Teller instead.
Okay. Chris, have you brought someone in with us to join?
Yes. I was about to say before Colton was finished with this whole shitting on Divergent, I'd like to bring in a good friend of mine, Mr. Michael Young. Michael, great
Hi,
DJ.
Michael Younger.
What's up, guys?
oh, we're always welcome to have new people, man. So welcome.
Absolutely.
All right.
Cool.
They're being
So,
negative. I hope you don't mind being negative. We like to shit on movies here. That's what we do.
oh man.
Wait, we're at number 4, right, guys?
Yes. So
Yes.
And I believe it's your turn, Chris.
yes, Chris, it is your turn.
Okay. Well, I'd like to get the floor to Mike first. You know.
Okay.
Oh,
Because
am I supposed to say it?
Huh?
Do you want me to give a movie or?
I mean, yeah, we were talking about the top 5 worst sci-fi movies. We're at this point at number 4. So once you give us number 5 and 4 on your list, you know.
All right, cool. Number 5 on my list, even though it's I don't know if you can consider it a sci-fi film, but I guess so, and because it does have sci-fi elements, and it's a guilty pleasure of mine, but it's Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yo,
I
it's
hate that movie.
it's a guilty pleasure, but I realize it's bad.
Yes,
Like,
I'm really hurt right now. God. Oh my God.
man, I have loved the cheesiness of that movie since I was like, I don't know, like 7, 8, something like that. But it's bad. It is bad.
Oh my God.
it's good, man. It's not actually good. Like I mean, it's not actually good.
Max.
Max,
It's
what the faces?
I would say good.
Your face, Max.
Alright, I'm back. I'm back now. I have to go take a shower.
Well, you're interrupting our other new arrival, so you'll have to wait.
All right, and then a number 4 of mine, which is probably another guilty movie pleasure, is I don't know what it is, but I think it's bad, but I do enjoy it. It's the Body Snatchers, and it's the 1990s one. I'm trying to remember who starred in it at this
I
moment.
think that was Donald Sutherland, wasn't it?
Yes.
That was the 78. That was the 78 version.
That's a great. That movie's actually pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. The 78 version was with Donald Sutherland and Leonard Nimoy.
No, not that one. It was in the. I know it was in the 90s.
Oh,
I
the
can't
remake.
remember who was in it,
That's kind of different though.
but it's another one that I know is bad, but I like it because I'm one of those people like you can get to a point of badness where I'm like find enjoyment from it.
Oh yeah, this is.
I found it.
Is it the one with Forrest Whitaker?
No, there's a 1993 version just called Body Snatchers.
Yes.
It's got Meg Tilly in it.
What
Oh
the-
yeah, it does have Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, it does. I'm looking at it right now.
That's it.
Harvey from Full Metal Jacket. That's pretty cool.
So it's bad, but I do have a soft spot for it. I'll be honest. There's just something about it that it's like I know it's bad, but whenever I watch it, I'm like, this is my movie.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you. Okay, Max, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, real quick, because we got to keep it moving. Give me number 5 and 4 on your list.
All right. My number 5 is Battlefield Earth.
Oh,
God. Oh,
no.
Actually, I have a pretty. I don't know if I actually said it, but I have a pretty funny story. Actually, my uncle worked for the film department, and this movie was shot where I live. And apparently, John Travolta's costume was so tight that he could barely breathe and he could barely walk. So my uncle actually carried him from set to
I bet you
set.
that was a passion project for him, considering that he's a scientist.
Yeah, and actually, this is actually funny. My uncle went to the premiere of the film, the final cut of the movie, and then like John Travolta told him, "Well, did you like it?" And he said, "Honestly, no." And he said to him, "Fuck you."
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Travolta, for making a bad movie.
Yeah. I'm sorry that your movie sucks ass. Okay, sorry.
I mean,
He got his gold, but is totally unable to use it.
I'm sorry you can't reclaim the glory of your Saturday Night Fever days, John Travolta.
Yeah, sorry
Oh,
Pulp Fiction
man.
burned out so quickly for you.
this movie is so bad,
Oh.
but I mean, I can have fun with it. To be honest, I can riff the movie with friends, and it would be pretty funny. But like watching it alone was pretty bad.
It actually hurts.
You need to watch somebody Max to like make fun of how bad it is. Like
Yeah,
that,
like Room and Birdemic and stuff like that.
Okay,
All right,
Max.
4 is Star Trek: The Motion Picture. This movie is boring.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that is boring.
it's so boring. It takes 35 minutes literally for Kirk to go on the Enterprise. Like I don't know how long it takes. Oh my God, they were trying to do 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
I want to see 2001: A Space Odyssey. I want to see Star Trek.
Yeah.
For crying out loud. Okay, that's.
You're not wrong, Max. You're not wrong. I mean, the premise is good, but it's slow as hell.
Don't
All
forget,
right.
don't forget that 5-minute shot of them actually trying to board the Enterprise.
Is this everyone's after?
He had that great Jerry Goldsmith score. I mean, that was pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it only goes so far.
Star Trek Next Generation.
All right, Chris, you're up next. You're number 4 on your list.
Number 4 is in 2012. You sunk my battleship.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm so glad I avoided that one.
Battleship. Yes.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Is that movie produced by Michael Bay?
I don't think it has anything to do with it.
But yeah, but
Was it?
yes, but it's directed by the very mediocre Peter Berg,
Not that mediocre.
starring Taylor Kitsch. Yes. And then in the beginning of the year, he seemingly was going to catapult to starting as John Carter, but that wasn't.
That didn't work, did it?
Nope. But apparently,
I enjoyed that movie.
kind of okay, but apparently this one is much worse because you think with all the flashy special effects at your disposal from Industrial Light, Industrial Light and Magic is a great special effects company, but you think with all the skill they have, you think it's going to save this mess of a movie? You must be out of your goddamn mind. It's just boring. It's just stupid by the numbers, loud. It's just so lazily executed. It's just, it's like I wanted to go. It's almost as though I was going into a coma.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Wow. No. And who thought it was a good idea for Rihanna to be in a movie, to be an actress? Yeah, she's gorgeous and talented, but
That doesn't mean she can act.
I
So many
mean,
blocks, but that doesn't mean
You
she can act.
didn't like the acting stylings of Rihanna?
To be fair, could anyone add to that movie aside from Liam Neeson, who was criminally underused?
yes. Yes.
Oh, man.
Like, how dare they cast Liam Neeson put him in a bit role?
Yeah.
You can't put Ra's al Ghul in the bit role. You can't put Qui-Gon Jinn in the bit role.
Nope. All right. Thank you. All right, Caleb, you're up next. Give me number 4 on your list.
Paul, if you don't mind, I'm gonna run down the rest of my list because I do gotta go.
Oh yeah, that's right.
'Cause it's almost 9 o'clock. But
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna run down the rest of my list real quick, you guys.
All right.
Number 4. I had number.
Oh, this fucking potato internet.
Caleb,
God
damn it, we lost.
damn it!
Fuck you, potato internet.
Suck my dick, potato internet. Let me tell you.
Caleb, can you hear us?
Oh boy.
Well, a moment's silence for our lost friend.
It's been a long
All right.
Guess we'll never know.
All right, who starts singing Amazing Grace?
What?
Well, in all those movies, whenever someone dies, they always sing Amazing Grace because it doesn't have any rights to it.
Wait a minute. We might have something. Caleb?
Well, it's a
Yeah.
Okay, you're back. All right.
Sorry, I just wanted to say, Paul, I didn't want to take 1 or 2 minutes to talk about my number 1.
All right, well, you didn't hear the others.
Oh, sorry. Number 4 was Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Number 3 was Terminator Salvation.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Star Wars Episode 2. But my number 1, the clear winner to me, shittiest science fiction / science whatever, Now, Paul, you know I've ranted about this movie so many times. I've made videos upon videos upon videos
I think I know
about how
which
much.
one you're talking about.
Number one on my list. Transformers 2.
Oh
Revenge of
god.
the shit!
Okay.
Oh god.
Just tell y'all how much I fucking hate this movie. I can't stand this movie so much. It's inwatchable to me. It's a movie where you literally see Michael Bay pissing and shitting all over my childhood. It's literally just each other. Like, who the fuck does that? Okay, who makes these two robots sound like they're from the hood? And I'm like, is this Boys in the Hood? What are we
Only
watching?
Michael Bay, Caleb.
What the fuck? Why in the world would you ever do that?
Hey,
It makes
robot
no-
scrotums! Oh my
when I hear
goodness.
these-
Oh man.
like, I'm gonna rip your fucking cords out of your throat, okay? Like, I can't stand this movie, and it's Michael Bay literally pissing on my childhood. Like, oh, you Transformers? Fuck you then, bruh. Fuck you, okay? It's whatever. Wow!
Jesus.
And don't forget the tiny transformer that's humping Megan Fox's leg.
Ah!
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Hey, purge that from my memory, Mike.
Oh
Thanks
my
for
god.
bringing me back in.
Get out! Get out! God damn it.
Even Megan Fox doesn't deserve that.
You know, when you think about it, that movie is almost categorically bad to the point that no one can say it's good. Like I think that movie is just so bad that I can't think. I'm trying to think of one good thing to pull from that. Like,
Optimus Prime, that's about it.
okay, well there was that fight. They were in like the forest or something.
Yeah.
That was cool. That's like 30 seconds of a whole movie.
Right. And then Optimus dies during that fight.
Oh man, yeah, you're right.
Traumatizing when he died in the anime version. I mean, wait, I have seen this. So.
Alright,
We all know.
I'm gonna get out of here, though.
All right, thank you for joining us, Caleb. We hope you'll be here next week.
All right, Gil.
See you later, man.
Okay, guys. So my number 4. I've only seen this movie once. I remember being thoroughly unimpressed with it. And that was Jurassic Park 3.
Alan.
Where do I begin? I mean, the effects suck. The story makes no sense. There's nothing scary about it. And the worst fucking crime. They killed off the motherfucking T-Rex?
Talk about the talking velociraptor.
The voice was hilarious.
Bitchosaurus, fuck that Bitchosaurus! Ugh. No one else does the motherfucking T-Rex. Thank you for Jurassic World for rectifying this.
Alan.
Oh, this terrible movie.
Talk about the talking velociraptor.
I'm not even. I can't say enough about it. Okay, no, I can't. This movie sucks.
It's not that
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get worse, everyone. Don't worry. I know I seem like I'm holding back. I'm gonna get worse. Don't you worry. But I got plenty more to come, as do everyone else. So Max, you're up. I want to hear number 3 on your list.
Transcendence.
Oh, I haven't. Johnny
That,
Depp.
that movie?
Well, you've heard of it now. Not a lot of people saw this movie. But
Uh,
I'm looking forward to see this movie because it was Wally Pfister's directorial debut, the cinematographer for pretty much all of Christopher Nolan's movies. And my God, the movie is boring. I paid $20 to see this movie in IMAX.
oh.
Ouch.
Oh!
The movie has one action scene.
Talk about asking for a refund. Oh my god.
This movie has one action scene, and the rest of this movie is nothing but meaningless shit. But I have to give props to the film. The movie is challenging you to stay awake, and that I can give props to that because it's a very challenging movie. But oh my God, it's so boring. All right.
I, sir, accept that challenge.
Mike, no, you have so much to live for.
What?
I said you have so much to live. Forget it.
All right. Thank you, Max. Okay.
No problem.
Oh, Mike Young, is that it? Did I get it right?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so you're up next. Why don't you give me number 3 on your list?
My number 3 is another oldie. It's The Blob.
Oh
from
my
19
God! With Steve McQueen?
No, with the one from '88. With
That one is cheesy fun. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, I still watch it every Halloween, but it's bad. The special effects are bad. The old guy at the beginning is bad. All of the acting is bad. Drama from Entourage, he is super bad. And the movie theater scene is probably some of the best, worst cheesy effects that I've seen in my life. Like it's just bad. It's just bad.
All right. Thank you. All right, so Mike G, I'm gonna call you that for you're up next. Give me number 3 on your list.
All right, and number 3. Once again, going back to Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's a 1979 movie called Parts: The Clonus Horror, starring
That's like a porno title.
No,
Yeah.
it stars damn it, what's his Peter Graves.
Oh, really? On Mission Impossible.
Yeah, basically, I mean, it's just a really depressing movie. I mean, it's not really exciting, and then it's just really downer of an ending. It's just there's no real point to watching it. Basically, it follows this guy that's unusually like naive and living in this entire community of really naive people. So, being guarded and told to exercise, and he finds out that he's like this clone.
What?
So he escapes from this facility and manages to find the guy he's a clone of, and it's a typical 1970s like just cheesy sci-fi movie. It's just dull and depressing. That's the best I can give you for it.
All right.
Oh my God.
Speaking of titles that sound like porn films, I probably could have made up my list out of like sci-fi themed porn films. God knows I've seen enough of those shit fests. Woo!
Damn.
All right, but you know what? I might do that for another list. We might do that some other time. But anyway,
movies that we like that the titles sound like pornos. I get it.
No. Movies actually are pornos. I have seen enough god awful porn movies with sci-fi themes. Oh boy!
Watch porn movies, Paul.
No, we just take the list of movies
That's parody.
and we make the titles double entendres.
Like that's what you get for trying to get those ones with stories, man. Like you don't really need a story. Like
Well, porn movies, no one actually watches porn movies to criticize them because of the story. No one watches them because of the story.
Yeah, good thing too, because wow, I've seen 6 of them.
Wow.
I would give all of them 0 if I said this.
Imagine a porno with this title: Wreck-It Ralph, huh?
Chris, Mike,
Yeah.
Thank God Caleb wasn't here.
First on your mind, dishonor on you, dishonor your whole family, dishonor on you, dishonor your cow.
dude's just knocking it down.
Wreck-It Ralph. That's what guys do to Sarah Silverman's pussy. They wreck it and they roll out.
Oh man.
All right, Colton. To answer your question, I am an adult. I am a guy, and I have Cinemax, so I've seen the occasional porno. I don't watch it all the time. I've seen it occasionally,
Yeah,
every
right.
once in a while, all that. But anyway, I took
On
this off
accident.
track, and I'm sorry. So why don't you get us going again, Colton? Give me number 3 on your list. But don't you tell me none of you don't watch porn. I know that's bullshit. You've seen at least one.
And on the air.
Colton, number 3.
Number 3 on my list is the theatrical adaptation of Lost in Space. A family adventure in space. What could possibly go wrong? So
That one was Gary Oldman was in that one too,
Yeah, and William
more
Burger.
Gary Oldman.
and Matt LeBlanc.
So first of all,
He was head scratching the whole way, though. It's like, yeah, what have I gotten myself into?
First of all, you know there's a problem when the pilot episode of the low-budget 60s series is more thrilling than most of the multi-million-dollar theatrical film. Secondly, the main story of your film is about a distant father realizing how little he's done to show his family that he actually cares and attempts to rectify it, then don't hire William Hurt to play such a character. He is not much of an emotive actor in the few times I've seen him in action, and this movie is no exception, with his expression barely changing throughout the movie, resulting in characters delivering dialogue that is basically dictating how John Robinson is supposed to be feeling, because the audience won't be able to tell otherwise. Now, the worst instance of this by far is the ending of the movie when John believes he's lost his family and simply says, "I couldn't save them," in a completely normal tone, which the future version of his son Will decides is all he needs to realize that his dad loved his family after all. But the movie doesn't stop there. Oh no, it goes the extra mile when it comes to screwing the audience over by having our heroes accidentally winding up in the future for little reason than so Dr. Smith, played by the too good for the role Gary Oldman, can be bad and finally get what's been coming to the Dr. Smith character since the 1960s. While also keeping the character around at the same time, in addition to serving in addition to adding more to the time-wasting plot about John Robinson actually loving his family and all that jazz. And hold on, I lost my place in my notes. This is just enraging me so much. Where was I now? Yes.
All right.
While keeping in addition to serving as the time-wasting climax of the John Robinson loves his family story arc. You know something, Hollywood? Happy families are a nice thing to see in fiction, you know? You don't need to show us that they have like problems and then have to go on some grand adventure to actually be able to realize that they love each other. Have them love each other to begin with, for fuck's sake! Anyway, it definitely doesn't help that Smith, who, as I said, is the villain of the film, is a better father figure to John's son Will, which is sort of acknowledged in the movie, but again, William Hurt's lack of chemistry with the rest of the cast just makes me wish Gary Oldman was playing John Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
One other nitpick in this movie is that Major West, played by Matt LeBlanc, comes with his own sets of character flaws that screw our heroes over, but he never really learns from his mistakes despite the movie providing him with several moments to actually do so. The only thing that's keeping this character anywhere close to likable is just Matt LeBlanc, and that's about it. So yeah, Lost in Space is my number 3.
All
If you
right.
want people how to make space boring, watch this film.
Oh no, I got a movie that makes space even more boring. You'll see it soon enough. Chris, you're up. Give me number 3 on your list.
Okay, my number 3 is Terminator Genesis.
I still haven't seen it.
Oh, but just see it to see how awful it is.
Don't you mean
That
Terminator
means
Jenny
number
Smith?
3 for you, though?
Say that again? What was
That
that?
means-
This
that
movie's not
means
that bad.
It's
not that
Terminator
bad.
Jenny Smith, right?
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. I mean, I was kind of interested in the premise of this movie. But when you see the whole film as a whole, even the trailers didn't give us any promise. Once you see it, however, why? Damn it! Why the hell did you have to stand up Linda Hamilton as great as you were in the first 2 Terminator movies? Why the fuck did you have to sell the rights in your divorce to James Cameron? Why the hell did you have to get the Terminator film rights and sell it to somebody else? Did you hear what happened? Okay, I'm not gonna go on her. Yeah, but yeah, good guy said she was writing them, but we got since 2003. Yeah, people said pretty much great things about Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles, but Terminator Rise was so dull, and Terminator Salvation was just a wreck. And this one, oh my god, my heart sank. My fucking heart sank. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good that you got Daenerys Targaryen of Game of Thrones, Emilia Clarke, as Sarah Connor. Yeah, she kind of resembles Linda Hamilton, but she doesn't really act her way out the story. And do I need to say more about Jai Courtney as Kyle Reese?
Don't say anything because I haven't seen
I
it.
fucking care.
It's casting to the extreme.
Maybe they screw the whole timeline up. What the hell are you doing? What the hell? What the fuck are you doing? The whole thing's a mess. It's just like Gavin to Logic and so forth and so on. You know, oh my god, it's like I almost wanted to cry. I almost wanted to burst into tears because it was so. such a disaster.
It's not that bad.
I
What?
really
It's
don't
not
have
that
the
bad.
issues that you have with this movie.
I mean,
Like,
Salvation
I-
is. Go on.
I mean, I think we've seen worse
Yeah.
No,
as far as Terminator is concerned.
Salvation is way worse. This movie wasn't that bad. I like the fact that Arnold.
no, this movie is way worse. I mean, I don't know how people say otherwise. I don't know how people.
Well, James Cameron said it was a renaissance.
James Cameron doesn't look
And
at that right
this is the
now.
same, and James Cameron is the same guy who said Star Wars: The Force Awakens lacked visual imagination.
Yeah, tell James Cameron to shove it up his ass.
Because Avatar doesn't really have visual imagination, right? He's making 4 fucking sequels that nobody wants.
Oh my god!
Wait, Avatar?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Ferngully, The Last Rainforest in Space? Okay, yeah, I've seen that.
Actually,
Orderly meets Pocahontas.
I actually liked Avatar, however. You know, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's okay, but like, I don't want 4 sequels.
Yeah, and yeah, Alan Taylor, the director, he could have worked with a much better script, and he worked on Game of Thrones with Emilia Clarke. Anyway, and the frightening thing about this is there's a rumor flowing around that they might could possibly go ahead with the planned sequel. It's like, which God willing, they do not. And Alan Taylor, if you do come back to I mean, as much as I like your work on the on the Game of Thrones series, if you come back to this franchise, I got one word for you, one phrase to say to you: "Hasta la vista, baby."
Just give us a 3rd season of Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles for crying out loud.
The show was good. The show was good.
Indeed, and they got screwed over by the writer's strike and Fox, just like they screwed over Firefly.
Fox screws over everything. I mean, it's like they never.
They screw over everything that doesn't have Gordon Ramsay on it, apparently.
Gordon Ramsay's a god.
He's pretty close to it, though he sure doesn't cuss like a god.
I've been to one of his restaurants. Holy shit.
How was it?
So fucking good.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Okay, moving on. Number 3 on my list is a movie that Colton already said, so I won't go into too much detail, but yeah, Terminator Salvation's pretty bad, ain't it? It's really not that good, is it?
I
Colton,
love
you
that
pretty much
movie.
summed it up perfectly, so I don't really need to say much to it.
I love that movie.
Oh, Max,
Max,
oh, Max.
listen, Max, I have been getting a lot of shit from you and Chris when he says something stupid, but I'll return.
Hey, I don't say anything.
By the way, I'm kidding. This movie's a piece of shit. I hated it.
Thank you.
Maybe the worst
Okay,
directors
good,
of all time.
Good.
We're about to
All right.
ban-
You almost scared me there, Max. You almost scared me.
we're about to ban you to the Phantom Zone, Max. So
Yeah, we got a Phantom Zone spot for you.
I really
Don't
hate
worry.
Mickey. He's really a bad director. I mean, he never directed a good movie.
All right. So let's move on.
He has one good scene, and that's it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Let's move on. Now we're getting to the real shit.
Ooh.
Max, I'll come to you. Give me number 2 on your list.
All right. I don't know if that technically counts, but I think it does. It's a Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh,
Oh, the Ed Wood movie.
Yeah, the Ed Wood movie. You see, your stupid minds, stupid. I mean, this movie is so bad. It's so bad.
It is a very bad movie.
I mean, like Ed Wood, like said that
His
almost every
last
take
film role. Oh
was
my.
perfect. You know, like when Tor Johnson got stuck when he was climbing the grave. That's an infamous scene. And then like Bela Lugosi died during production, so as a stand-in, it was Ed Wood's wife's chiropractor, who looks nothing like him. Like, this movie is filled with so many red herrings. The special effects are god awful. Even if it's in the 1950s, I mean, you can see the strings, the
Yep.
The-
The strings on the ships.
the ships. One of them, actually, one of the actors says that they were shaped like a huge cigar. I don't know what were you smoking, but that does not look like a fucking cigar.
Actually, I think the UFOs were actually pie plates on strings.
Yeah, Vampira is in this movie, which, okay, I mean, technically that's not that bad. And, yeah, it's a pretty bad movie, but you can have a lot of fun with it. But
I think that's the case
overall,
like all Ed Wood movies.
it doesn't make any sense, but like aliens, they don't even look like aliens, but whatever, it's a fun movie.
All right, thanks, Max. So Mike Young, I'm coming to you next. Give me number 2 on your list.
My number 2 has already been mentioned, but I think higher in this ranking, which is Battlefield Earth.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get through the movie. That's how bad it was, in my opinion. And I'm someone who can get through film. Like, no matter how bad it is, there aren't many movies where I'm like, you know what, I just do it. And just between the hair and like the makeup and just like the yell acting.
Why the hell does John Travolta look like a fucking Klingon in the whole?
It's already been said, but the fact that I couldn't get through it, I had to put it high up on my list at number 2. Battlefield Earth is just bad.
I feel fortunate. I consider myself fortunate I have yet to see it, and I don't think I ever will.
No, you don't need to.
All right, Mike G, you're up next. Give me number 2 on your list.
All right, my number 2 is, surprise, surprise, another MST3K movie. It's a movie from 1953. It's called Project Moonbase.
Already, this sounds potential.
What the hell?
It is famous for having for guest starring Hayden Rourke, who played Colonel Bellows on I Dream of Jeannie, and for 1953, the special effects are not bad. It basically follows this plan to establish the first base on the moon, and so like the shuttle goes down with a female captain and her male co-pilot and this scientist who ends up being like a duplicate from a non-friendly country, aka communist. And they crash land on the moon. The commie gets killed, and they decide to establish that they are the first base on the moon. But what makes this one so high on my list is the fact that it is blatantly and aggressively sexist. I mean, it is bad. I mean, yeah, okay, the captain of the ship is a woman, but as soon as they crash land, she becomes, oh no, what do I do? What do I do? I'm so scared. Oh, and she's like begging him to tell her what to do. And then since they're the only ones in this moon base, their military leaders decide that they need to get married to avoid a scandal, and so she decides that since they're going to be married, he needs to be bumped up to a brigadier general because he has to outrank her. It's just aggressively anti-feminist. I'm a guy, so yeah, I take this with a grain of salt, but it's just, even for me, it is aggressively anti-woman. It is. I mean, and it's kind of contradictory because at the very, very end, it's revealed that the president of the United States is a woman. A really elderly and B type woman. Yeah, and I'm like, so the president can be a woman, but in order for them to be married, he has to outrank her.
Doesn't make much sense. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not a long movie, but it's I can't recommend it because it is so offensive on so many levels.
It sounds like it. All right, nice pick, Mike. Okay, Colton, coming to you. Give me number 2 on your list.
Number 2 on my list. It's the first time you guys ever saw me get angry on a previous show. It was Transformers 2: Revenge of the Fallen.
Oh.
When I saw the trailers for this movie, I was so hyped up. I'm thinking, wow, this looks like we're going to get some pretty badass action. I mean, we see Optimus jumping off a bridge onto that giant transformer. I'm thinking, man, this is going to be awesome. Instead, we get about 150 minutes of Shia LaBeoufing it up, and
and how does he get into Transformers Heaven? I want to know that.
I don't know.
Because of Michael Bay logic, and he has
Like-
logic.
And apparently he screams like a little bitch on the way. And it's like, ah! It's like, oh my god.
You know, you would think that Sam would have, I don't know, matured a little from the awkward teenager he was in the first movie after he straight up kills Megatron at the end of Transformers 1. You think that would be like a way of giving him a bit more confidence and whatnot. But
Yeah.
no, in the second film, he's back to being that awkward teenager again for no reason. And don't even get me started on how Michaela, played by Megan Fox, is reduced to just being eye candy. I mean, I know she was just mostly eye candy in the first movie, but then during the climax of the first film, she actually gets Bumblebee gets hurt, so she attaches him to a tow truck and then drives him into the heart of the battlefield so he can still fight. That was pretty badass. And yet in this movie, we get Megan Fox, her leg being hugged by a Transformer. I'm like, for crying out loud, not even Megan Fox deserves this, Michael Bay. What is wrong with you?
He's a pervert. What do you want?
I don't know. I like him to show a little bit of dignity, I guess you could say.
Yeah, Michael Bay does not see women as people, though. He sees them as objects.
Then again, this is
what
the
happens
guy.
when he comes from a porn background, for God's sake.
Then again, this is the guy. Then again, I got to. You know what's even worse? I mean, Transformers: Age of Extinction gets even worse when we got Nicola Pellis being objectified by Michael Bay and what have you. I mean, okay, she's older than the character is supposed to be, but her character is 17 and she's dating a 20-year-old guy, and yeah. But I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about Age of Extinction.
And the movie decides to spend another 15 minutes explaining how that's okay.
It's like apparently when I read
the
laws are different in Texas, but apparently since most people don't know that, they had to come up with an even creepier way of trying to explain that. But I digress. You want to hear how much I dislike Transformers: Age of Extinction? You can watch the Transformers discussion from whatever episode that was.
I think it was 37, I believe.
Yeah, 37. Yeah, this show's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool, huh?
Indeed. But yeah, let me sum up what I hate about this movie by just recapping what I said during my like hated sequels episode. Anything that might have been endearing about the first film is not present in this one. Sam's an annoying teenager again for no reason. Michaela goes from eye candy with an action girl streak to just eye candy. Annoying new Transformers are introduced. Megatron gets brought back to life just to be replaced as the big bad within minutes of showing up. Action scenes that are meant to be impressive just end in anticlimax. The list goes on. And by the time the smoke clears, it does not leave you wanting to see our heroes back in action again. It just wants this franchise to die, stay buried, and eventually get brought back to life by a much more talented director and writing team.
Yep. Oh boy. Yes, indeed. All right. Chris, you're up. Give me number 2 on your list.
Okay, my number 2, and this director's name has been thrown around throughout all this list, and it can be summed up in one single word. Bad! Michael Bay. Number 2 on my list, Transformers: Age of fucking Extinction.
Oh!
If you guys thought Transformers: Revenge of the Fall was bad, this is 10 times fucking worse. Yeah, Mark Wahlberg, as great as an actor he is, why the fuck did you have to go in this movie for a fucking paycheck? Oh. Okay, I'm thinking. I mean, Colton, what you said about Transformers: Revenge of the Fall, I think you added fuel to the fire. You know, just with that whole thing. As much as I hate that, movie with Mudflap and Skits, the racist caricatures, and oh my god, and the robot and the Transformer with the fucking testicles. Give me your fucking brain. And you wasted Donald Faust as well. Be ready for a beatdown, boy. Oh my god.
I learned my lesson and I didn't even bother watching this one.
Oh my goodness. You populate this film with uninteresting supporting characters, a dumb fucking plot! Age of Extinction, even worse because it's a dumb fucking title. And when we see that in the other Transformers movies, that way not seeing that, it's the same fucking shit! What is wrong with you? Overproduced, overplotted, just dumb! Dumb!
The sad part about that
Breathe,
movie,
man, breathe. Don't cry.
Oh
like,
Chris,
dumb! And it's just so stupid. It's an assault on one's IQ. I was like this, like stone face, monotone voice. This was the reaction I had after watching that movie. Joe, fucking God, oh my God!
It's long too.
Hey, Paul.
Oh my goodness!
Paul, the way he's reacting, you think that you would have muted him already.
Oh no, because he's not saying anything stupid.
No, I know, but
Right.
whenever you mute him, that's how he's reacting.
Oh yeah, no, very true. You got a point there.
I think I was almost in a seat. I believe I said almost it was in a coma for Star Trek 5. This one almost gave me a fucking heart.
Wow.
Yeah, it
was so
bad.
fucking
All right.
And he's directing another fucking Transformers movie.
Enough!
When's this torture gonna end? Oh my God.
I really want to hope that the fifth movie is going to be good, as we actually are getting back the freaking soldier characters that should have stayed the main characters and that should have served as our main characters. I just know that Bay is going to screw them up somehow.
Cole,
He always does. Okay.
fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me
Fool me once,
fool me
shame
three
on you.
times, fool on me 3 times. So I'm not even gonna go with 5. I didn't bother with 4. I don't care about 5.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
Peter Cole, you're better than this. Why do you keep coming back to voice Optimus? I mean, I know you want to give the character some dignity, but your dignity should not come at the. I don't know.
It's called money.
It's
called
money,
a lot
man.
more. It's called a lot
You
more
know
money than he gets for going to conventions.
Yes.
Do
Don't
you
trust
know how
him.
good?
And whenever he says he's not going to do another Transformers movie, imagine, don't trust somebody coming to his house. Oh, God.
He gives a performance that's way better than this movie deserves. If he just wanted a paycheck, he obviously just gonna. It will be very easy for him to BS all of his lines, but he's actually giving it all he's got, and I'm like, it
I just
doesn't
feel like,
deserve you.
I just felt like doing this whenever he sees a dump truck full of money.
I have no idea what
You
just
froze for a second, Chris. We didn't see how you reacted.
Huh?
I said you froze. We didn't see how you reacted.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. When you be offered dump trucks full of money, whenever he says he's not going to do. So, yeah, when he says he's not going to do another Transformers sequel, he sees the dump truck full of money. And I feel like reacting like this. Just slamming my head into the wall.
All right. Nice one, Chris. Nice. Okay. So number 2 on my list. This was almost number 1 because this is a franchise that is so near and dear to my heart. But in the end, number 1 on my list just damaged me in a way that this one did not do. So, Chris, I know you had Star Trek Final Frontier on your list, and yeah, that was a god-awful movie. But it is nothing compared to the atrocity that is the number 2 film on my list, and that is Star Trek Insurrection. This movie is an absolute insult to everything that Star Trek stands for, everything that makes this franchise so incredible, so legendary. It takes it all, rips it all out of it! Every more like a... Stop pissing on it, you motherfuckers!
Who wants to mute him? I think it'd be funny. Come on, let's mute him. There we go. Oh.
Payback's a bitch, ain't it? Let me stop.
Wait until he continues.
Paul, you're muted.
Mute him.
Yeah, that's because I was talking to someone else.
I'm just kidding, Paul. Oh, man.
Alright.
Alright, it's not gonna work, guys. I'm not Chris. I have my own ways of ranting.
Hey!
Guys,
Max,
this movie fucking sucks. Where do I begin with how god awful this movie is? First of all, the Baku, they're a bunch of hippie pricks. No way, ands, or buts about it. They're hippie pricks. Like, they claim they hate technology, but they use it. Anyone see that irrigation system?
Don't forget about their jam, as in, these are some damn big hypocrites.
Yes, and then it's boring as hell. The effects are not impressive, and Starfleet's wrong in this. I'm sorry, Starfleet's right in this. Picard's the one who's wrong. He is wrong to be defending these bastards. They should be kicked off the planet because Starfleet needs the fucking rings. If you know what I'm talking about. Starfleet needs these rings because 800 billion people are probably going to die in this Dominion. It's a long process, but they explain it pretty well in the Nostalgia Critic explained it pretty well. But essentially, at the same time this movie was going on, Deep Space Nine was on the air. The Federation was at war with the Dominion, and they were getting their asses handed to them. In fact, they were losing so bad that according to a projection, if the Federation lost the war, 800 billion people were going to die. What does Starfleet want to do with the rings above the planet where the Baku were staying? They want to turn into a new field of medicine that can save these lives. So, wait a minute. And Picard wants to defend Baku, wants to keep them on the Earth. Well, wait a minute. Wait a second, Captain. Are you telling me that 600 people keeping their homes is more important than 800 billion people keeping their lives? You're demoted. The Enterprise is no longer under your command. Fuck off! He's wrong. He's an idiot. And I don't even, why are you doing it? Because he wants to shove his dick up that Anju woman? She's not even all that attractive. I'm sorry, no. It's a god-fucking awful movie. It really is. I hate it.
The worst thing about it is that I watched FS Debris' review of Insurrection, and he stated that if they wanted to have Picard protecting the Baku, that would have been fine, but they should have had some of the other Enterprise members being sort of conflicted, like having some on the side with the Federation, some side with the Baku, and all that jazz. Like having Riker side with the Federation, along with Beverly, as they wanted to, as they could see the point of what the Federation was up to. It could be like a civil war, a civil war, if you will.
That would have actually been interesting. I would have loved to have seen that. That would have actually made this movie better. But the thing right now is a god-awful insult to everything Star Trek stands for, and the worst Star Trek movie ever made. That's why, like Chris, I laugh whenever someone says that Into Darkness was the worst one, because they never saw Final Frontier or Insurrection, or even Generations for that matter.
I mean, when most fans say Star Trek Into Darkness was the worst Star Trek movie, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
No, they don't. They're idiots. They're not real Star Trek fans.
Why do people criticize it? Because Khan's in this movie? I mean, so what?
No, it's because Deus Ex Machina was the blatant copy of the Wrath of Khan ending.
Yeah.
The movie was still very good.
Yeah, it was a fine movie.
Yeah, the movie in general was fine, and then the original Wrath of Khan is old enough to do. It's old enough to do a fresh take on it. It's not like it came out 5 years ago or something like that. It came out, I don't know, 30 years ago or something like that. Who knows?
I think the real Trekkies got offended by it, and everyone else thought, "Hey, it's a fun movie."
What I love most about it is that in the original Space Seed episode, Khan is like, "I have 5 times your strength, Kirk." And I'm thinking, Khan, you've been getting your ass kicked this entire fight. But in this movie, Khan's strength isn't an informed attribute. You can tell he is damn powerful. I mean, he was able to go toe-to-toe with Spock, for crying out loud, and we've seen how tough it is to fight Vulcans hand-to-hand.
All right, guys, this is it. We're at the moment of truth. It's number 1 on our list. Max, you're up next. What's number 1 on your list?
Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
No!
Serious, man.
I'm gonna kill you!
This movie is a rehash of A New Hope, and my God, does it fit?
Oh, man.
Like imagination.
Okay, Max, are you being serious now?
No, I'm not.
Thank you, Max.
I like to joke a lot if you did.
That almost gave me a heart attack. Oh my God.
But the worst sci-fi movie ever made. Honestly, it's not really sci-fi, but you can count it as sci-fi since it has supernatural elements and stuff like that. But Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
Oh.
I think that's gonna be on my next week's list for sure.
This movie, oh my God, this movie is so bad.
Oh man.
I sincerely, if someone with huge nails would come and scratch my back, I would not be afraid. I would just kick him in the ass instead of I mean, how in the world can Superman almost die by a nail scratch. Just Jesus Christ. That's one of the main reasons why I hate this film so much. The special effects are horrendous. I mean, they're atrocious. I mean, they're
Yeah,
They use
well,
the
I mean,
same
you know,
shot
that's
of
what happens when
Superman.
your special effects budget is $100.
No,
And a
it's
bag of
$10.
chips.
they use the same flying shot of Superman over and over and
Oh.
over and over and over. Again. That's one thing. Another thing, the plot doesn't make any sense because I don't know why. What's with Lex Luthor's big gripe with Superman? I mean, he gets out of jail. He's like, I want to kill Superman. Why do you want to kill Superman? Like,
Don't get me started on his nephew. Oh my
yeah,
god.
in the fourth
Oh,
movie, he
man.
hasn't done anything to you right now, and this movie is oh my god, this movie is terrible. It's terrible. I mean, there's nothing good about it. I mean, how can a woman perfectly breathe in space?
They just gave up. That's how.
Pretty much. They just gave up.
And I don't know if you guys have seen the movie.
Yeah.
Remember the fight?
We pretty
remember
much
the fight
all
on the
seen
moon or on the moon.
Same
Right?
Power Ranger, a
Remember-
lot of people say you can breathe on the moon.
Remember the fight on the moon where it's super slow and it just takes like 3 hours?
And let's move the moon in order to destroy the bad guy. You know, that's not going to cause massive tidal waves and destroy the Earth. No, of course not.
Yeah.
I mean, Nuclear Man destroys the Great Wall of China, and then Superman repairs it with his eyes. What?
Yeah, you didn't know Superman has the power to reverse the film with his eyes.
Yeah, I mean, of course he can do that.
Like he lowers down people with his mind like that. You know, he just lowers down his head, which lowers down the people in the air. It's oh my god. And then Superman actually takes the elevator for some reason at one point. Superman can fly. Why in the hell does he take the elevator?
Right.
Oh god, this movie's so bad. Oh my god.
All right. Thank you, Max. Thank you very much.
Lex Luthor combining his own DNA with Kryptonian DNA.
Mhm.
Where have we seen that before?
Don't even go there. That bullshit.
Another conversation. We've already had that conversation.
So Zack Snyder got his inspiration from Superman.
Oh, there are a
or
lot
the
of
Quest
elements.
for
There are a
Being
lot of elements in Batman v Superman that are taken from Superman 4.
Oh, yeah.
At one point, Batman takes Superman like that, and he does this. Well, he does this, and that is taken from the Superman 4 Moon Battle, where Nuclear Man takes Superman like that and does this.
Wow.
Thank you, Snyder, for gaining inspiration from the worst Superman movie.
I
No wonder that
love
film
Batman v
sucked.
Superman, but that's
And the ultimate cut does not help that film as much
no,
as
it does.
people say it does.
It's a good cut.
I'll find out in a couple of weeks when I get it, and I think we may wind up having a quick discussion about it. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I haven't got that far yet. All right. Thank you, Max, for your number one. So, Mike Young, I'm coming to you next. What is number one on your list?
All right, my number one is a film with Jason Statham and Ice Cube
What?
in space.
Wow.
Yes. This
Oh,
film
that's bad.
came out, and I was pretty excited for it because I was thinking, hey, it's space. It's this new guy, Jason Statham. It's probably going to be good. It's got Ice Cube. It even has Pam Grier in it. It's a movie called Ghosts of Mars.
I've heard of that one. Never bothered watching it, though.
Hemstridge in there, too.
What's up?
John
Isn't
Carpenter?
Natasha Hemstridge also in there?
Is that John Carpenter?
Yeah,
yes,
it's
John,
John Carpenter.
Oh my god.
yes, John Carpenter.
Jesus.
It's boring. It's the action is no one's ever really in danger. The acting is horrible. Everybody plays a stereotype in it. And I just really thought that movie had a chance, especially because I was a really big John Carpenter fan, you know, back since like The Thing. So like I really was rooting for this movie when it came out. And the only movie that I've been more disappointed in that I was excited to see was a movie that came out this year, starring two very popular people, and I'll just leave that alone. But I just remember being in the theater. It was boring. I wanted to leave, but I didn't want to waste my money. And whenever I want to leave a film, I have to put it high on my list. I got to. And this movie was just boring.
All right. Thank you, Mike. All right, Mike G, you're up. Give me number one on your list.
It did have the star Natasha Hemstridge, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, my number one is, surprise, surprise, not a Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie. I mean, those movies were all like older movies, and they're really bad, but none of them are really like kind of aggressively bad. My number one movie is aggressively bad, and aggressively bad so much that it actively works to destroy any good memories you had of this franchise growing up. My number one movie is Transformers: Dark of the Moon. I hated that one even more than I hated Revenge of the Fallen.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, for a couple of different reasons. First, when you go to see a Michael Bay movie, you're expecting a Michael Bay movie. You're expecting over-the-top action, big explosions, pointless plots. This movie did the cardinal sin of Michael Bay movies. And it was boring. This movie was really, really boring. I mean, there are like maybe 3 action set pieces in the entire movie. The rest of it is all just like following, Shia LaBeouf as he investigates his new girlfriend and her boss. I mean, the whole movie is just boring. And then the other problem that I have with this issue, the reason I have it above Revenge of the Fallen is it actively goes out of its way to destroy the character that we've all had in our minds of Optimus Prime. It takes everything Optimus Prime was from our childhood and from the earlier movies and destroys that and makes him out to be a completely different character and a very unlikable character because, boom, I mean, he decides to go off with the other Autobots to say because humanity decides that way we can prevent a war with the Decepticons. When I mean that's all fine and good, and then it reveals that they just did that as a trick. They hid and as a trick to try and get the Decepticons to reveal the plan. But they also did that to teach humanity a lesson that they can't trust the Decepticons. And this lesson was that the Decepticons were allowed to murder millions upon millions of human beings. And the Autobots decided, let's let them be taught that lesson, right? Let's not intervene. Let's let the humans get murdered.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, you've got Sentinel Prime. He's been defeated. He's on the ground. He's all weak. Megatron's like, all right, truce, Optimus Prime. Let's end this conflict. And what does Optimus Prime do? Does he embraces his brother? Nah, he takes an axe, buries it in Megatron's skull, and rips out his spine. Then he goes to the Sentinel Prime. Sentinel Prime, you're down. You're injured. You obviously are no threat. Let's shoot you point blank in the face.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck happened to this guy?
Yeah.
He went from this benevolent leader to let's kill everybody that doesn't agree with us.
You think this is bad? You should see. Wait, you should see how he acts in Ajax. And
That guy didn't bother.
Right, also, the biggest Cardinals. I mean, one of the biggest Cardinal sins for me is when Leonard Nimoy voiced as Sentinel Prime took the line from Star Trek II. He says the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the hero. He completely bastardized that line.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
I completely forgot about it. That's how much I blocked this movie out of my mind.
yeah, that's why I hate this movie way more than any other Michael Bay movie I've ever seen because it's boring, which you don't want from Michael Bay, and 2, it destroys everything that we had known and loved about Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
That is unforgivable for me. So that is why among all the many movies of Mystery Science Theater 2000, this is the one that is aggressively bad, and that's why this is my number one.
Yeah, not a very good pick. All right, Colton, you're up. Give me number one on your list.
All right. Number one is Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Okay, if you want a lesson in how you can crap on two movie franchises at once, watch this movie. To start off, this movie has no story. It tries to have a story, but it does not. It is, to date, the only movie in the Alien series that's more focused on the body count instead of the story. And I don't mean just the humans, I also mean the aliens. They have literally no personality in this film. Even the Predator-Alien hybrid is little more than cannon fodder, despite the fact that it's an alien. Like I said, a hybrid between an alien and a predator. That could have been cool. We saw what happened when the facehugger infected a dog in Alien 3 and gave us this interesting new running type of predator alien. But instead, the Predalien is just little more than a poor man's substitute for the alien queen. And the Predator in this movie also has no personality, despite the fact that it's supposed to be an elite hunter. Yet at times, it actually fights worse than the fucking novice Predators from the first Alien vs. Predator film. It's also supposed to be erasing all traces of Predator technology that accidentally landed on Earth, in addition to the aliens, but then it turns around and skins some poor man alive as if it forgot it's supposed to be keeping a low profile. The human characters also, big shock, have no personality. They are some of the biggest stock characters ever, and they're from the wrong genre. They're the kinds of characters you'd expect to see in a movie like Friday the 13th, such as the jerky teenage bully, the eye candy, the awkward teenager, and the action girl that serves as our Ripley clone, who's the closest character to feeling like she actually... hold on. Who's the closest character to feeling like she belongs in this movie, but guess what? She plays second fiddle to the annoying teenagers. The awkward guy gets more screen time devoted to him trying to hit on the bully's girlfriend than the Ripley clone coming home from serving in the army, and she barely has much dialogue as you'd expect her to, despite the fact that she's the Ripley clone. What follows is people dying left and right, and some of the absolute worst lighting I have ever seen in a movie, to the point that you can barely even see some of the features of the Predalien or any of the other characters getting mauled and killed and what have you. And then the movie has the balls to end it with a way that connects it to the main Alien franchise canon with a quick throwaway scene where we are briefly introduced to Miss Yutani, as in Weyland-Yutani Foundation. How dare they do something like that? It's like the writers realized that this movie was completely pointless with no story and want to quickly give it one, so they're like, hey, the soldier guys that just nuked this city were acting under Miss Yutani's orders, and the Predator gun that they got would eventually be used to reverse engineered so we could get the technology that the Marines used in Aliens and other movies in the Alien franchise. Bullshit. Instead of this movie being a big gore fest, they could have given us an interesting story for an Alien vs. Predator film. Like, we have the Predator, we have the aliens, and we have evil humans. Instead of our main humans, like, trying to, instead of having the main humans just being people getting caught up in the action and trying to escape, they could have had the Ripley clone form an alliance with the Predator to not just fight the Xenomorphs, but also the humans to keep its technology out of their hands. Remember, Predators respect warriors, and the Ripley clone is a fucking warrior. She's a soldier. And when this movie ends, they could have had Miss Yutani still getting the plasma gun and explaining about the incidents from the first two Predator movies to sort of, again, connect these two films together, but not in a way that felt like there was no story. Suddenly, now there's a story. And then she's telling Kelly, the Ripley clone, that she needs to understand that humans need to evolve their arsenal if they want to be able to stand a chance in the galaxy. The Ripley clone they could have had the Ripley clone be very pissed about the fact that she still nuked the whole town to believe Miss Yutani's sincerity, and Miss Yutani asks what she'll do if she ever runs into a Predator that wants her dead, and then the Ripley clone could have said, guess we'll have to wait and see. Then they can end the film right there. But no, we had to get this total crap loads of, like, how long was this movie again? We had to have 94 minutes or 101 minutes in the unrated cut of just people dying left and right that we do not care about in the slightest. All this teenage crap that just does not belong in an Alien film. Alien vs. Predator, you fucked this franchise up.
Really quickly, I thought AVP Requiem was a nice throwback to the old school B movies. That's what I thought it was supposed to be in the first place. So I actually enjoyed it.
I thought it was better than AVP. AVP was
I
PG-13.
thought it was a throwback to like those B movies, like those kind of like The Blob and stuff like that, because it lands in the middle of the woods, kid finds it, gets killed, then it becomes like this massive story in this small town. But I guess not.
Sorry you had to see me this way, people. I don't like it.
Oh no, I loved it. That was.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Could
It
use a
was
little
great.
more cussing, but yeah, that was all right. Chris, you're up. Give me number 1 on your list.
I didn't watch my language. I'm sorry.
My number 1 is, and we seen these guys create a trilogy. The first movie of this trilogy went on to be one of the great science fiction masterpieces. These people could have been, the masters of the science fiction, one of the masters of the science fiction genre. But they had to go off making this fairy tale that was released in 2015. And that movie was Jupiter Ascending, directed by the Wachowskis.
Hey, I want to hear this one.
The Wachowskis. I mean, The Matrix was sci-fi brilliant. You take the blue pill, the red pill, and pretty much puzzle stuff like that had become part of pop culture. The other two don't really match up to the first to the first one. Reloaded, it does have some, awful moments here or there. It does have its faults, but it has some moments here or there. Revolutions, I won't even get started on that. But Jupiter Ascending, help me out. Help me the fuck out. I mean, what's up with those lizard-looking things and Channing Tatum? I wouldn't say he's regressed, but but he was so boring in this fucking movie. And Mila Kunis, I won't say more. Yeah, Michael G. It's like, oh my god. It's almost you can't wait. You have to wait out if you can. And Eddie Redmayne, I know I haven't seen his performance in the theater, everything, but dude. Enough with this. Enough with this shit already. It's so incoherent. It's so over relied on special effects, action and so forth and so on. It's like, dude, no. I mean, it's like it's brought back to those campy 80s sci-fi movies. It's so, poorly done. It's just so god awful. It doesn't really. The storyline doesn't really make a lot of sense. Yeah, sure you have Terry Gilliam in doing like a cameo in this movie or something, but come on. I mean, what the Wachowskis? Yeah, they could, like I said, they could have been sci-fi greatness. And also, spoiler alert: Sean B doesn't die in this movie.
Yes.
That is something I've never seen before. Sean B not dying.
Must have been in his contract.
He was like, no more.
He's ain't alive in Troy, but I mean, I don't know.
He didn't die in National Treasure either.
I'll be in your shitty ass movie. Just don't let me die.
But yeah, it's like they say comment, and they say and she, and it was like, what they were attempting here. I mean, well, one of the cast members said it was just a cross between The Matrix and Star Wars. It's like, no. So you don't even mention Star Wars name with a shit movie like this. I was so. You could have had the chance to, achieve greatness, but still you get this turd fest. Oh my god! It's like I never seen a movie this bad. I'm like, I never. I mean, there are many disappointments in my cinematic in my time in watching movies, but but this one, oh my god, I never been so. I never experienced such awfulness. Oh god.
Wow. That sounds terrible. I feel so bad for you.
No.
All right. Thank you. Okay.
I'm terrible.
All right. So number 1 on my list is a movie that Chris already mentioned, and yeah, he was dead on about pretty much everything, and that is Transformers: Age of Extinction. I I've seen
I want to see you do better.
I've seen a lot of
Watchmen.
I've seen a lot of bad movies. I've seen movies that have made me angry, and I've certainly seen worse films than this. I've seen films that have traumatized me, but this movie actually, and I've said this before, but as I was watching this movie, I felt my IQ go down. Like I honestly felt myself getting stupid. Like I was losing intelligence, and I'll tell you why that really sucks, because at the time I saw this movie, when I got around to seeing it, I had just got accepted into a great university that I'm attending now, that I'm a week away from finishing my summer term. With any luck, I'll have my bachelor's degree next year, and this movie almost made me so stupid that I did not get in. I could have lost acceptance into this great school because this movie actually made me stupid. That's how stupid this movie made me. I mean, as hell. Again, it's over-sexualized female tropes. And Mike, if you think Optimus was bad in Transformers 3, oh no, he was worse in this one.
I'm just going with movies I've seen.
I can feel Mike's anger when talking about when he Transformers Dark of the Moon. Oh my
Your hero has just gone on a dark path when pretty much every other line he has in this movie is some form of "I'm going to kill you." And I kid you not, every other line in his movie was a variation of "I'm going to kill you." And it's getting to the point where like, Optimus? Okay, listen, my man, okay. Here's what you need to do, okay?
You need a Snickers.
You need to no, not more than that. You need more than that. You need to pull up a recliner, grab a fruit smoothie, put on some soft rock, pull the chair back, and mellow the fuck out. Because heroes do not say "I'm going to kill you" every other line fucking time they open their mouth.
He probably needs a psychiatron. Thank you.
He'll be here all week, people.
He needs psychiatrons. He needs multiple ones. But yeah, Mark Wahlberg, what made you agree to this? You know, again, the explosions are boring. Like, nah, that's probably it. And again, it's just another excuse for Michael Bay to show off his explosion fetish. I mean, this guy loves explosions so much, and I've said this before, I'll say it again because I never get tired of shitting on this motherfucker. If he could, he would solidify a mushroom cloud, drill a hole in it, shove his dick in there, and fuck it all day long. Because that's how much he loves explosions.
Wow.
This guy would fuck explosions. He would fuck a nuclear cloud. He, honest to God, would do it.
Yeah, Mike, sadly enough, that's not the first time Paul has used that metaphor.
Wow.
Because it's true. Seriously, this guy is a mushroom cloud obsessed freak. He really is. I'm concerned about his well-being. This guy obviously does not have a proper adult brain.
He nuked the fridge with fucking Revenge of the Fallen. Has he not gotten the fucking point?
Apparently not. But yeah, because I almost lost admittance into this great school I'm attending, I have every reason to put Age of Extinction on my number one, and that's why it is. Because apart from all that stupidity that was in there and the mushroom cloud fetish, yeah, I'm no longer as smart as I was before I saw this movie. So, thank you, Michael Bay, for nearly ruining my life. Take your mushroom cloud fetish, shove up your ass, and fuck yourself with it. Otherwise, I'm going to take a bullet and put through your ass.
Oh, basically like this.
Well, guys, that is going to wrap up our show.
Alrighty.
I want to thank everyone who was here for being on this. Obviously, Max and Caleb had to leave. I appreciate them being here. Mike Young, I hope you enjoyed your first time on our show. I hope we didn't traumatize.
Well,
this happens every now and then. Don't worry about it.
It's all good.
Paul, you froze again.
Oh, I did. All right. So, Mike, Mike Young, I want to thank you for being involved in our episode. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope we did not traumatize you too badly. And if you did have a good time, I hope you will come back for future shows.
Cool, no problem.
Mike G, as always, my friend, it is a pleasure having you here. I know that doing Geek Salad keeps you away sometimes, but we appreciate you making the time to be here.
Hey, always glad to be here, and I've got a bunch of other movies that are the titles can be awesome double entendres. Big Trouble in Little China, The Italian Job, The Dark Knight Rises, Man of Steel, and The Force Awakens.
Oh my.
Oh, yeah, the Target one?
Yeah.
I almost got that one myself, but I saw the packaging. I'm like, I didn't know about that, so I wound up getting the Best Buy Steelbook. Anyway, Colton, my friend, it was a lot of fun having you here. I'm glad we got to see that dark side of you, and I hope you keep it up for the rest of the month.
Well, you'll definitely be seeing it pop up next week with our bad superhero show. That's the topic, right?
Yes, it is. Next week we are going to be talking about our top 5 worst superhero movies. That ought to be entertaining. And Chris, as always, my friend, it was a pleasure having you here.
It was great to be here, especially confronting our worst fears when talking about cinematic Turkey, especially a name I scream in my sleep at night. Michael Bay, yes, yeah. But yeah, it was always great being here.
Bad! God!
All right, guys, so that's going to wrap up episode 76 of our show. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week with more Let's Get Shitty month. Until then, have a great day, everyone.